Hey, Katrina here from Scrappy Horses. Welcome to my YouTube channel. First off, I've made some changes with my computer, so my video might be a little different than usual. If you do find that something is coming across not quite right on your end, if you would just let me know in the comments below, I would really appreciate it. All right, on with the video, and hopefully there will be no technical difficulties. I am making a tag today with one of the new little elf images from Connie Fong. And this little elf is called Little Girl Elf, or Little Gift Elf Girl, because there's a little gift elf boy too. There are 6 different elves, 3 boys and 3 girls. So you'll want to check those out, and I will definitely link them below and you will be able to find them. All right, let's get started on this project. I wanted to have my little elf adhered to this tag shape, but I didn't want to just take the image here that I brought in and just glue her on. I didn't want to do that because when I Copic color her, then you would see this back part and that wouldn't look very nice. So I wanted to somehow get the back of the tag so that she could be adhered onto it and it would just be nice and plain on the back of the tag. So this is how I made that happen. I brought in the little elf and I brought in this tag shape. All right. And whoops, let's go ahead and just move all of this. This tag shape is actually a label. It's from Close to My Heart Artiste. What I did is I brought this label in. I offset the label by 0.125. All right, so I can just move this little dot here, get it to the size I like, hit apply. All right, so now that's ready. I took this off to the side. Let's go ahead and make this red. There we go. And so I brought her in, and you can stick her wherever you like. And if you want to, you can bring your little shape in, and I just brought that in from shapes. So I just hit shapes, brought in a square, and then I just made it the size that I liked. All right, so I know that this is going to sit in here and this is going to sit right inside here. So you can get a pretty good idea now how this is going to look. All right, so we might want this just a little bit wider here to fit on here. There we go. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to make a copy now of the girl. I'm just going to copy it all. All right, so let's just come in and just say duplicate. All right. Now, I know I want a duplication of my girl. I'm going to stick her right on top like so. I want a duplication of this red piece. I'm going to stick it right on top here. And I also want a duplication of the white piece. All right, I'm going to stick this red. I'm going to move it to the back. I'm going to stick it right there. All right, this green one, I don't need a duplication. In fact, I can take this and just slide it right out of there. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide this white. I'm going to hide this white. See, it shows up over here. It's green. I'm going to hide it. I'm going to go ahead and take these 2 red pieces. I'm going to align them exactly. So I'm going to say align center, just in case they were slightly off. Now I'm going to hide her. Okay. And now all I have in this stack that can be seen is this one red offset with the little girl. I'm going to select them both and I'm going to weld them. So I'm going to combine them and weld. Now I'm going to come back here and I'm going to bring back this white piece. I'm going to open my eye on that. And I'm going to open my eye. Let's move this to the back. There it is. I'm going to open my eye on the other little girl. There she is. I'm going to take this red piece right here. I'm going to hide that for a moment. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to weld, or I'm going to flatten these two pieces. All right. Now, I know that I want to and from for my sentiment. So I am just going to come over to text. I'm going to type to. I'm going to move it over here for us. And then I'm going to type from. I'm going to move that over. I'm going to select them both together and size them down. I'm going to bring my from in, stick it right there. I'm going to size this down just a little more. Bring the to in, stick it right here, size it down just a little more. Now I can change the color if I would like. Let's say I want this to be a nice green. I can come in and just click this and see where I have this kind of turquoisey color. I'm just going to put green. And then I'm going to come find my from. Do the same thing. Select the green. And that will just change that color to green. How I got my font was I just typed in here Woodland. And then Winter Woodland came up. I clicked it. And that gave me the font that I wanted. All right, let's move this out of the way. So the font is Winter Woodland. All right, so now I'm going to take all of this and I'm going to flatten. And there it is. We're ready to go. So now we're going to come in. We've got our red piece right here. We've got our green piece that slides in right under here. And there's our tag. It's all done. So I'm going to meet you over at the craft table and we're going to put this together. So here we are at the craft table and I have the little piece here that I have print and cut, and then I have the piece that we welded, and then I have the original label or tag piece that we actually started with that's going to go in the middle. I also have some Jingle Bells and some ribbon, and this ribbon is from Reasonable Ribbon, and I'll leave that below. I also have a crocodile and I have some embossing folders. Now you can see here that I have run this through two different embossing folders. I ran it through the swirly one first and the second one was the snowflake one. And so it gave me sort of two different, two different heights of embossing. It was really fun. So if you've never double embossed before, it might be something you want to try. I'm going to take some cashmere ink and go over that embossing, and that's just going to lift it off a little bit so it's going to show up a little bit more. I'm going to also go around the edges of this label just to sort of make it look finished. I'm going to go ahead now and add a little bit of ATG to the back, and I'm going to go over that with Fabri-Tac. I always do this, or usually do this, because it gives me wiggle room. Also, if I don't get something centered and I need to pull it off, I can just pull it right off and put it back on. Here is the part where I said we want to be really careful and we want to make sure that we get that little girl lined up. And you can see the Copic coloring on the back, and you can see how I wouldn't want to just adhere her on because I don't want that to show up on the back of the tag. So this is a great example of what I was talking about. Now, I'm going to be really careful here, and I'm going to line it up, and you can see here the back of the tag is all white and looks very nice and finished. And that's the look I was after. So I've lined this up very carefully and everything meets. And now all I have to do is put in my little eyelet. So what I'm going to do is choose the eyelet that I like. And I love these big eyelets. I really do. I use them quite often. I like them on big tags, and I like them in my books too. I'm going to go ahead and mark the middle. I'm just going to lay it there upside down, mark the dot with a pencil, and then punch my hole. Insert the eyelet and chomp down, and there it is. I'm going to add a piece of burlap here, and I'm pulling that through. I'm going to take a little bit of that ribbon, again from Reasonable Ribbon, again linked below. They have some great prices. I'd never ordered from them before. Talk about fast shipment. I was very pleased with my order. So if you need ribbon, I would highly recommend them. I'm going to take some fishing line now, and I'm going to add a couple of Jingle Bells. And after that, I'm just going to add some kitchen string that I can use to tie this onto a gift later on. In case you forget to put that in, I should have just tied it underneath that ribbon, but you'll see here that I'm going to use my piercing tool and just sort of stick that string through there. All right. Hey, that brings us to the end of this video. Thanks so much for sharing your time with me today. Any comments or questions, leave them in the box below, and I will leave for you all the information you need to find all the things I used. Hey, have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I'll catch up with you in the next video. Bye.